says that the governor of the central bank is the spokesperson of the Central Bank of Kenya. But Mr. Speaker, a spokesperson speaks. A spokesperson talks to the public. Mr. Speaker, these people are employed to speak to Kenyans about what is happening in the economy, what they are doing to stabilize the shilling, what they are doing in terms of monetary policy, and so forth and so on. Mr. Speaker, it has been a historical position and a culture amongst the governors of the Central Bank of Kenya, and Mr. Thuge is the 10th governor of the Central Bank of Kenya. They never speak to the public, Mr. Speaker. The only time you would see Professor Ndugu when he was governor, Njoroge when he was governor, and now Thuge when he is governor, speaking to the public is when they are appearing before parliamentary committees. Mr. Speaker, I want this central bank board of directors who are coming in to come in with a new transparency thing. Get off with old traditions. Speak to Kenyans. Tell them why your reserves at the central bank are small, what you are doing about it, how you are going to help grow those reserves, how you are stabilizing the economy. Come out and speak to us. You are the governor of the central bank. You are not a politician. You are not a person who is there to please anyone. You speak independently. In fact, your office has constitutional independence. This thing of hiding behind those closed doors, Mr. Speaker, I pray that in terms of reviewing performance, the board of directors, especially these new ones who are coming in, will insist that the governor of the central bank, as the spokesperson of the central bank, must come out and speak to Kenyans. Tell Kenyans what needs to be done, how the banks are behaving, whether they are stable or not, how he has managed, because there was a time, Mr. Speaker, banks in Kenya were collapsing all over. It became a big story. How is it that they are managing to keep them stable? And are we having any risks? Are there banks that are not keeping the minimal reserves that have been indicated by central bank? And if this is so, Kenyans can walk with us, and the governor of central bank, Mr. Speaker, must come out to speak to us. He's a public servant. A public servant who is an independent public servant must come out all the time. So my prayer is that these 4 directors who are coming in, you will not go in there as board of directors and be swallowed by the traditions of former board members and just keep quiet. Push this management to be more transparent, to be more present in our rooms, in our houses, to speak to us and tell us how the economy is performing. Why I say this, Mr. Speaker, is because people hear what the government is saying on one side. People also hear what the minority side says. Now, some people will not know what is the correct position. So it is important an independent person that we know is protected by the Constitution can come and say, this is the position as far as management of the economy of Kenya is concerned. Mr. Speaker, still on the review of the performance, I'm asking the 4 who we are approving today because of your wonderful CVs, that you need to go and ask this question when you go in there. Why is it that we are having an acting director for internal audit and risk, Mr. Leonard Ouma? Why is it that we are having an acting director in charge of currency operations department, Mr. Evans Mutai? Why is it that we are having another acting director in charge of bank supervision, Mr. Matumugo? Why are these people acting? And there's a board there. Why can't you make decisions? confirm somebody in management so that they can act with authority. The central bank should not be like some of our counties, where people are being given position to act. You're acting county secretary, acting this, acting that, and because you are acting and you have no proper authority, you are not able to perform as optimally as you should, because you want to be confirmed to that position. And sometimes the people who are supposed to confirm you may not like what you are saying, so you are always careful. You are trying to balance. Let's not have that in the Central Bank of Kenya. So I know you are listening to me. When you get in there as a board of directors, or the Central Bank Board of Directors, please get inside there and ask these questions. Why are we having 3 senior positions on an acting capacity? Why can't you just confirm them? If you don't want them, then advertise and bring new people who can do the job with confidence and without fear of interruption. Mr. Speaker, as I finish my contribution, I would like to pay tribute to the directors who are leaving the board of Central Bank. I want to thank Nelias Kariuki, Revi Ruparel, Samson Cherutich, and Rachel Zombo. Mr. Speaker, they did a good job when they sat there in that position. Why I say so, Mr. Speaker, is because it was during their time that the management of Central Bank actually brought in a loan process that allowed for relief during the COVID time, Mr. Speaker, between 2020 and 2021. Mr. Speaker, we will not forget that they came through for us. So, Mr. Speaker, we want to thank them as they go into other positions, but we encourage the new directors to come in, and they should know that they have been given a position by the public, by the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, by the people of Kenya, on behalf of the people of Kenya. They must speak what is right. They must do what is right. They must remember their public servants when they enter there, and they must do fair for the entire country as they serve the Central Bank of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I beg to support this motion for the appointment of these 4 very good, fine people to join the board of Central Bank of Kenya. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next is, according to my screen, there is no other member who is interested to contribute, so I'll call the mover to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And allow me to start really by thanking all the colleagues who have contributed to this report, and really thank my colleagues in our committee, Finance and Budget, for ensuring that we thoroughly scrutinized these nominees as per the standards that are required, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me start by really saying that the nominees that were presented before us came from different sectors in terms of professionalism and also in terms of experience, Mr. Speaker. We had one, Mr. Abdullahi, who holds a PhD in philosophy and has vast experience as far as issues of management are concerned, Mr. Speaker. The other nominee, Madam Sophie, Mr. Speaker, holds a master's degree in banking and financing and also a BCom in accounting speciality, which also blends in very well with the professionalism of Mr. Abdullahi. We had Madam Sophie, Madam Kosgei, Beatrice Kosgei, who's also an advocate of the High Court, Mr. Speaker, with over 30 years experience. So brings in the legal perspective in the board. We had one David. I'll tell you, Mr. Speaker, when it came to David, of course, from where we sit as a committee, we raised concerns as far as credibility of academic papers were concerned. He was not able to present a copy at that particular moment. His names were mixed up, Mr. Speaker. The names in the paper, the final certificates, the name in the ID, Mr. Speaker, seemed to be a bit different forth and back. But I want to thank the Secretariat because we tasked them to go to the bottom line and ask Kenyatta University to really approve if this gentleman had been in that institution and all that. And this was affirmed, Mr. Speaker. And I was concerned because David was the youngest in this team. And opportunities need to be given across both the women, men, youth. And as I said, this board represented all, represented women, represented men, represented the young, and David was among the young. Further to that, Mr. Speaker, David is an expert of ICT. And so, having an expert from the ICT department, we have the management, we have an advocate of the High Court, we have Sophie with the banking and finance experience, then these 4 board members were coming from different areas of expertise and were able to really showcase experience and dedication in terms of how they were going to ensure, when they sit on the board, they are going to ensure that what needed to be done as far as their role is concerned will be achieved, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I've listened to my colleague, Senator Mungatana, and he has raised a very important thing that we also brought out when we were doing this vetting. This issue of having many directors, even many CEOs in different government institutions who are acting and who keep on acting for years and years, and we have boards that are supposed to undertake their role and be able to confirm them, or confirm the right person who should be confirmed. And this takes delay, and I want to support and urge that the different directors within the different institutions that he has talked about, the board now should be able to take up that role as their first key mandate and be able to confirm people who've been working for the longest, because you realize that they work for the longest and then after a short while, someone just comes from the blues with less experience, Mr. Speaker, not really understanding the nitty-gritty, some of the same issues that we've been addressing. And you know where we sit in committees, these are some of the stakeholders that we normally invite and engage. So they are best suited to be able to take up this role. So I urge the board, with the speed that it deserves, they should be able to ensure that these confirmations are done and done on time. Mr. Speaker, when I read the names of these 4 nominees, you realize there's regional balance. They come from the different parts of this country, which is also and was also a very big plus, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we were also able to interrogate them in terms of ensuring that they are able to oversight the CBK governor himself. Because, Mr. Speaker, I've earlier raised through a statement on the issue of the CBK bank rates that have been...
Senator Sifuna, do you have a point of order? Yes, just a minute, Senator Mutinda.
Honorable Speaker, on statement of fact, skimming through that report of the committee, it in fact states that 2 of those candidates were born in Uasin Gishu. Is it therefore factual for the replier to assert that these people come from different regions of the country? That's half the number come from Uasin Gishu. I think we should be factual, and it is in the report of the committee. I'm not making these things up.
Senator Mutinda.
Thank you so much. I like it when I notice that my senator for Nairobi is always very keen when I'm doing my submissions, and I want to say I appreciate, I actually take it as a compliment. I want to say that one, David Owor, as his name suggests, Mr. Speaker, you can tell which region he comes from. We had Kosgei, you can tell the region that he comes from. It is one thing to be born in Nairobi, it's another thing to come from Kitui County. So it doesn't mean that since I'm born in Nairobi, that I don't have a region that I came from. So if we look at the fact of birth, it's one thing. The same way you were born in Kakamega and probably you represent the great county of Nairobi. So as I proceed, Mr. Speaker, I was actually addressing the issue of the CBK bank race, Mr. Speaker, and we realized that there's been delay in the governor for CBK ensuring that the rates that they have proposed are implemented in the different banks, because we find that it does not really apply. And this is the mandate of the governor for CBK himself. So these are the questions that we really were able to bring out to these nominees as far as ensuring that CBK implements or ensures implementation of the interest rates that they have proposed. Mr. Speaker, even when it comes to the expertise of the young man, David, on matters ICT, personally I was able to really inquire on what he would offer so that we reduce or bring to 0% the issue of fraudulent withdrawals in the different banks, because we've seen that happening, and he was able to bring out quite different aspects on how the system can be managed. Those are not things I would want to put on record, but they really sounded very well that if CBK can be able to have that input, they can be able to pick in what this ICT expert was communicating, then moving forward, of course, these are cases that we look forward that they shall be totally reduced, Mr. Speaker. And to finalize, Mr. Speaker, we really emphasize that you realize policies are in place, but the implementation is a problem. An institution like CBK should ensure that there's adherence to the policies that have been set. We expect this board, Mr. Speaker, to be able to ensure that the issues that have been raised, both at the national level and even as Parliament, we've raised this issue, and most of these issues have been raised in the committee that I serve, Mr. Speaker. We hope that they are going to ensure that they're going to be, they're going to speed up on addressing these issues, and also keeping under constant review the performance of the banks. We've had banks that have closed down previously, Mr. Speaker. There are banks that have merged, Mr. Speaker. There are banks, Mr. Speaker, that their senior management are from different parts of this world, and they are not able to resonate with the local market in this country. It affects management, it affects the business of those companies, and you realize that the issues of loans, become a challenge, Mr. Speaker, depending on how this market is addressed. So with those and very few remarks, Mr. Speaker, as I said, I want to thank the Secretariat, board members from the National Assembly and the Finance Committee that we worked very closely with to be able to undertake this process. In those, I request, Mr. Speaker, that I beg to reply and request that the putting of the question be deferred to a later date pursuant to Standing Order 66-3. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, we have no quorum to put the question. So there was the organization of the order of business this afternoon. Therefore, before we proceed to any other business, we revert to order number 7 on questions and statements.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
The statements under order 53-1. We start with the Senator for Vihiga County, Senator Godfrey Ososi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of national concern regarding ceaseless existence of expired medication in public health facilities countrywide. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Auditor General has over the last 3 years, financial years, flagged out the matter of presence of huge amounts of expired drugs in most public health facilities in our counties. This is a matter that needs to be addressed urgently, since it poses a great risk to the lives of Kenyans seeking treatment in public health facilities, as one never knows when an unscrupulous staffer in these hospitals might actually give such medication to unsuspecting patients. Mr. Speaker, coupled with this is a trend by medical professionals in public hospitals to refer patients to privately owned pharmacies to buy medicines. Indeed, recently, the Mombasa County government announced that it would not renew the licenses of pharmacies and chemists operating near public hospitals to tackle the exploitation of patients and curb unfair profits by these businesses. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the total value of expired drugs in public health facilities from the financial years 2022-2023 to 2024-2025. 2, reasons why county health facilities continue to stock expired drugs, including whether there is a possible involvement of county staff and other private health facilities in preference of medicines supplied to public health facilities. 3, the gaps in the supply chain at the Kenya Medical Supplies Agency, KEMSA, that could be leading to the supply and delivery of expired drugs or drugs with a shorter lifespan. 4, possibilities of leveraging on technology in hospitals to monitor stock levels, expiry dates, and any other useful data. 5, and lastly, viability of a policy to regulate chemists and pharmacies operating around public health facilities in the counties. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Next is Senator for Kisumu County, Senator Professor Tom Ojenda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise under Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education on a matter of national concern regarding the tragic death of 2 Form 4 students at Ramba Boys High School in Arieda, Siaya County. I'm not the senator for Siaya. The 2 students, Mr. Speaker, lost their lives after falling into a septic tank within the school premises that collapsed on 22nd March 2025. The students are said to have been together with others on top of the septic tank when it caved in, trapping them in while other students were seriously injured. This heartbreaking loss has sparked concern over the state of infrastructure in schools across the region and especially in rural areas. In light of this, Mr. Speaker, I convey my sincere condolences to bereaved families and demand the following. 1, that the Committee of Education addresses the circumstances leading to the deaths of the 2 students and the immediate action taken by the Ministry of Education in response to the tragedy. 2, a comprehensive audit of all sanitation infrastructural facilities in schools in the country to ensure they meet safety standards. Lastly, measures taken by the government to hold to account any officers found to have been negligent to prevent such fatal incidents in the future? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, next is Senator for Nairobi City County, Senator Edwin Sifuna.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Energy on a matter of national concern regarding payments made by the Kenya Power and Lighting Company to independent power producers under take-or-pay contracts, specifically in relation to electricity that is ultimately lost due to high idle capacity. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number one, the total amount paid by Kenya Power and Lighting Company to independent power producers over the last 2 financial years, including the volume of power purchased and the total cost incurred by the utility company. 2, the amount within these payments that relates to electricity paid for but not consumed, classified as idle capacity under the take-or-pay contracts. And thirdly, the mitigating measures in place to shield consumers from the cost of unused power and to prevent inefficiencies, mismanagement, or potential abuse of the take-or-pay framework. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna. Next is Senator Aaron Chesang, Senator for Trans Nzoia County.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the revenue generation in Trans Nzoia County. The revenue generation in Trans Nzoia County government. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the details of the revenue streams available in the county, including the revenue collection plans in place, the number of revenue officers, and the amount of revenue generated, particularly from local hospitals and reimbursement schemes in Trans Nzoia County. Number 2, the current financial status of the Kitale County Hospital Social Scheme, Trans Nzoia County Health Operationalization Account, Health Revenue Account, and the Wamalwa Kijana Teaching and Referral Hospital Account. And number 3, the reasons for the discontinuation of the previous revenue collection system, details of the terms of engagement of the regional business collection, a local revenue collection company operating an electronic revenue platform, and whether it was engaged in compliance with relevant procurement laws. Mr. Speaker, my second statement arises pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on the matter of county-wide concern regarding the relocation of health services and the deteriorating operational standards in county health facilities in Trans Nzoia County. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the decision to move health services from Kitale Level 5 Referral Hospital to Kijana Wamalwa Level 4 Hospital without public participation or county assembly approvals. Number 2, the rationale behind this move, given the availability of sufficient land for expansion at Kitale Level 5 and the reported lack of specialized personnel and services at Kijana Wamalwa Level 4 Hospital. And number 3, list of patients affected by the transfer, indicating any health complications or fatalities that may have occurred as a result of the relocation. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Senator Mwijaji Faki.
I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 of the Senate Standing Order to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on the county-wide matter regarding the deteriorating situation at the Likoni Ferry crossing in Mombasa County. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Likoni Ferry channel is a critical crossing point for both vehicular and pedestrian traffic, connecting Mombasa Island to the mainland south and serving residents of Mombasa and Kwale counties, and providing access to neighboring Tanzania through the Lunga border. It's of strategic importance to trade, tourism, and daily commuting, which cannot be overstated. However, Mr. Speaker, in the recent days, the ferry service has suffered severe delays, particularly during peak hours, peak morning hours and evening hours, resulting in dangerous congestion and heightened risks to public safety. Mr. Speaker, on the 29th of April, we commemorated, I think, 21 years since the 31 years since the tragedy of the Mtongwe ferry in 1994. Private security guards tasked with managing the crossing have increasingly been overwhelmed by the crowds, raising grave concerns about disaster preparedness in the event of an emergency. Mr. Speaker, the situation is further compounded by the continued use of aging ferries, many of which have no book value and whose insurance and mechanical fitness are questionable. Although the Kenya Ports Authority had proposed to procure new ferries, this initiative has yet to materialize. Additionally, the dismantling of the temporary footbridge commissioned during the COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated the congestion at the crossing. Given that ferries operating at the gateway to the port of Mombasa, any incident could have far-reaching consequences for regional trade and economic stability. Mr. Speaker, in the statement, the committee should address the following: the reasons behind the deterioration in services at the Ikoni ferry crossing and the measures being taken by KPA management to restore efficient operations. Number two, the steps being implemented to enhance crowd control and ensure commuter and pedestrian safety during the peak hours. Number three, the disaster preparedness plans in place to mitigate risks in case of emergencies at the ferry crossing. Number four, the status of the proposal to acquire new ferries to replace the aging fleet and the timelines for implementation. And finally, the justification for dismantling of the footbridge crossing without a suitable alternative for pedestrian crossing, and whether there are plans to reintroduce the safe passage option for pedestrians. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Senator Faki. We now go to statements pursuant to Standing Order 56(1)B. We start with the Chairperson, Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. Senator Wakoli.
Honorable Speaker, statement relating to the activities of the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries for the period February to April 2025. Pursuant to Standing Order 56(1)B of the Senate Standing Orders, Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 56(1)B of the Senate Standing Orders to make a statement relating to the activities of the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries regarding during the first quarter of the fourth session, that is January to April 2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Senate Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries is established under Standing Order 28(3) of the Senate Standing Orders and is mandated to consider all matters relating to agriculture, irrigation, livestock, fisheries, development, and veterinary services. During the period under review, the committee held a total of 15 sittings, during which it considered 4 bills, 10 statements, and 1 legislative proposal. In the reporting period, the committee held a consultative meeting with the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Water and Irrigation to deliberate on the proposed policies, programs, and expenditure ceilings of the respective state departments as contained in the 2025 budget policy statement. The committee further sought information on the status of the financial year 2024-2025 budget and the key policy underlying the expenditure ceilings in the 2025 budget policy statement. Further, the committee participated in the consultative meeting with the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, and all the SAGAs to consider the programs and projects undertaken by the ministry. Legislative proposals. Honorable Speaker, during the period under review, the committee overtook pre-publication scrutiny on the legislative proposal on the Seeds and Plant Varieties Amendment Bill 2025. The committee recommended it for publication in the Senate. Bills. Honorable Speaker, during the period under review, the committee considered the following 4 bills. A. The Nut and Crop Oil Bill 2023, Senate Bills number 47 of 2024. The committee facilitated public participation pursuant to provisions of Article 118 of the Constitution and Standing Order 145.5 and is currently considering stakeholder submissions. B. The Cotton Bill Industry Development Bill 2023, Senate Bills number 5 of 2023. The committee considered the Presidential Memorandum on the Cotton Industry Development Bill 2023. The committee observed that the Presidential Memorandum on the Cotton Industry Development Bill 2023 was not properly placed before the committee owing to the stipulated timelines. C. The Livestock Protection and Sustainability Bill 2024, Senate Bills number 32 of 2024. The committee facilitated public participation and committee received submissions from the Council of Governors and the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. The committee will conduct public participation in livestock rearing counties of Samburu, Kajiado, Garissa, and Taita Taveta, and therefore table its report. D. The Coffee Bill 2023, Senate Bills number 10 of 2023. The bill was proposed and passed in the Senate with amendments on 1st August 2024 and thereafter referred to the National Assembly where it was passed with amendments on 26 November 2024. The committee considered and adopted the report for tabling in the Senate. Statements. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the period under review, 10 statements were sought from the committee, out of which 5 statements have been responded to as follows. A. Statement on the impending dissolution of Pyrethrum Processing Company in Kenya sought by Senator Richard Onyonka, MP, letter forwarding response shared with the Senator. B. Statement on the gazettement of domesticated water buffalo as a food animal sought by Senator Catherine Muma, MP, letter forwarding response shared with the Senator. C. Statement on the status of purchase of wheat from Kenyan farmers sought by Senator Jackson Mandago, MP, letter forwarding response shared with the Senator. And D. Statement on the ongoing livestock vaccination program in the country sought by Senator Mohammed Chute, MP, response shared with the Senator. Statement on the inequitable distribution of fertilizer by the National Cereals and Produce Board, sought by Senator John Methu, later forwarded response with the Senator. Number 9, Mr. Speaker, sir, the following 5 statements from the year 2024 are yet to be responded to. Statement on the importation of fertilizer by the National Cereals and Produce Board, sought by Senator Mohammed Chute. Statement on the distribution of donated fertilizer by National Cereals and Produce Board, sought by Senator Mohammed Chute. Statement on fishing activities in Nakuru National Park led to the shooting of 4 young men at Barut and Mwariki area of Nakuru West, sought by Senator Tabitha Keroche, MP. Statement on the status of completion of Isiolo Export Abata, sought by Senator Fatuma Dulo. And finally, statement on the delayed payments of dairy farmers by the Kenya Cooperative Creameries, KCC, sought by Senator William Kisang, MP. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the next quarter of committee, we will undertake inspection visit to Turkana County on the irrigation scheme projects and also undertake inspection visits to NCPB depots across the country on the status of availability of seeds and fertilizer. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, Senator Wafula Wakoli, MP, Chairperson, Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, dated 2nd May 2025. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Wafula, the Chairperson of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries Standing Committee. I now invite the Chairperson, Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations, to make a statement relating to the activities of the committee for the period January to April 2025. Senator Professor Kamar, proceed to table your report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to make a statement on the activities of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations for the period January to April 2025, issued pursuant to Standing Order 56-1B. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 56-1B to make a statement on the activities of the Standing Committee of Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations for the stated period of January to April 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the reporting period, the committee has carried out various activities pertaining to its mandate. In summary, the committee has transacted the following legislative business. 1. The following 2 bills are before the committee, and the committee is at the final stages of considering and drafting its report. The first one is the Office of the County Attorney Amendment Bill 2024, Senate Bills number 47 of 2024, and the second one is the County Government Laws Amendment Bill 2024, Senate Bills number 52 of 2024. B, the committee received 7 statements that were sought from the committee during this period. The committee considered and concluded 4, leaving 3 statements pending before the committee currently. C, the committee jointly with the Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs, and Human Rights considered a petition on restraining county governments from hiring law firms for legal representation in court cases and tabled a joint report on the matter before the House on Thursday, 3rd April 2025. D, in inquiring on the performance of the counties on the implementation of county budgets, the committee has been holding consultative meetings with stakeholders to deliberate on key issues arising from the county budget implementation review reports for the financial year 2022-2023 and the financial year 2023-2024 by the Office of the Controller of Budget. The committee has so far met with governors from 8 counties and deliberated on the low expenditure on development in the counties contrary to Section 107(2)(b) of the Public Finance Management Act, Cap 412A. E, the committee on its own volition is currently conducting an inquiry into the matter of the county governments operating several commercial bank accounts contrary to Regulation 82(1)(b) of the Public Finance Management as the County Government Regulation 2015. In consideration of the matter, the committee met with governors from 9 counties and deliberated on the matter. At the tail end of its consideration, the committee held a retreat with the Council of Governors, the Controller of Budget, and the Auditor General to deliberate on the key issues that are emerging from the inquiry on the many commercial accounts that they have in commercial banks. Following the extensive deliberations, the committee shall now table its conclusive report on the matter before this House. F, in assessing the state of devolution in the counties, the committee visited Turkana County to inspect the development projects being implemented by the county government of Turkana. During the visit, the committee noted that construction of some key projects had stalled, while others had taken too long to complete. Consequently, the committee resolved to convene a meeting with key stakeholders implementing some of these projects in order to address the challenges causing the delayed implementation of projects. Thereafter, the committee shall table a comprehensive report on this matter before this House. G. In adherence to its constitutional mandate to safeguard the counties and in fostering an harmonious working relationship with the county governments, the committee is currently inquiring into the long-standing dispute in the County Assembly of Nyamira, which has caused a leadership and operational crisis in the Assembly. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee in future plans to do the following. 1, a retreat with the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee, IGRTC, to deliberate on the issues emerging from the Gazette Notice number 219 by IGTRC dated 16th December 2024 on transfer of devolved functions. 2, conduct an inquiry into national government parastatals that are still performing devolved functions. And 3, conduct conduct visits to various counties to inspect the development projects being implemented by the county governments and assess the general state of devolution in the counties. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, I wish to appreciate the Office of the Speaker, the Senate leadership, and the Office of the Clerk of the Senate for the steadfast support that they accorded us in the committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Professor Kamar. And lastly, I call upon the chairperson of the Education Committee to make a statement relating to the activities of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is a statement relating to the activities of the Standing Committee on Education for the period between 1st January 2025 to 30th April 2025, pursuant to Standing Order 56.1b. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 56.1b to make a statement on activities of the Standing Committee on Education for the period commencing 1st January 2025 to 31st March 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Standing Committee on Education is established under Standing Order 2283 of the State Standing Orders and is mandated to consider all matters related to education and training. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the period under consideration, the committee conducted the following business. A. Committee meetings. The committee held 4 sittings. In one of the meetings, the committee considered the 2025 budget policy statement, education sector priorities, and recommended, among other things, a conditional grant to counties for the school feeding program in ECDE centers so as to improve enrollment of learners. B. Bills. Mr. Speaker, sir, there were no bills referred to the committee during this period. C. Legislative proposals. There were no legislative proposals referred to the committee during this period. D. Petitions. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee moved a motion for adoption of the reports on the following 2 petitions concluded by the committee. A. Petition concerning the discrimination by Teacher Service Commission on payment of hardship allowances and enhanced house allowance to some teachers in Kilifi County. And B. Petition on discrimination of payment of hardship allowance to some teachers in Taita Taveta County. To address the concerns raised in the 2 petitions, the committee recommended, among other things, that the Ministry of Public Service Performance and Deliverance Management prepares and submits an appropriate policy and statutory instrument on identification and designation of hardship areas. Mr. Speaker, sir,